Mr. Lynch, lives will be live forever. Good morning, Mr. Bass, Mr. Simple, or simply, 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 dai. Questo è David Lynch. It's March 18th, 2025, and it's Tuesday. The neighbors today totally clear. It seems totally clear, as kind of strange. The thermometer is also wind, surely cold. Not, I don't know if heavy, but surely it's a cold wind. And yes, sir. It's early afternoon, probably it's noon and 35. 53 and 6 Fahrenheit, 12 Celsius, and this means this really cold, like easy. Yes, in fact, cold is classical for the interpreted, so it's a report of the so. Sarà preso non remember, probably was nobody. Cioè, io se poi di. I'm sure at the end, I mean, seeing the result. So, see, it's my purpose for category. Should to watch my videos. It's a better never perhaps paradox for you, but for me. And I didn't do an ethical operation also for the spring and autumn and some magari in few days as no will be spring faccio lo spring and autumn e dove aggettivi soffrono per esame gli aggettivi 8 sono vedete se si chiede quasi aggettivi and as ik in de crisis stress for me was something to say for that I'm so in copiare mettere it's a goal in particular it's really cold and if you know fa che successe in few days will be spring so fact it seems more spring atmosphere even if in these last 2 days particularly the last 3 days it's really cold so as today it's still winter in fact let's say it's cementate extra meter I follow since some years but 2 points Spanish meter this we move meter eccetera and si può pensare con le shorts not written where it's a suppose where ecco si può pensare also since some years always for the golden for this I feel it in other people Introduce il secondo non era aspect pare consistently because in general fact apart from last year in the past years I didn't remember winter when this in the end part of winter like this with degrees so considering of the aspect as fact that I try to find the goal through the points that is in general for me the temporary is good because the also condition situation all some of these things is good I don't know if for people feel the same sensations judgments sort of me what it is normally sure I think of not for example think con le shower people do hot shower general people take hot showers I don't know this depends on them instead what today is absolutely I see for sure and the same thing is just for the cases it's really beautiful artistism for creepy feeling this in afternoon I think at temperature is I repeat this just before 53 and 6 Fahrenheit 12 Celsius but the important thing is atmosphere is anticipated just before today we are it's beautiful Sky, sicuro sunshine posso dire ma the fact what a beautiful sunshine made I kiss it because in this case it's impossible to not kiss but yes until now but considering the period considering that you are Arabian and the noon over for now we leave them for other sunny sky for now we leave them for other 5 hours and half 55 minutes comparison con una penso è complete refresh well so col Windows, no, from the southern meeting col Windows, non è cortino, questo 4 strumenti, pozioni si rumana, non le differenze di calore, flowers, fa che calore per le cortine, così, allora, per quello first one, su pink, dice, calore, si torna così, if it's not pink, it's simile, non è fino a preso. Fatto, bene, su questo si andrà a Roma, sopra che mi dico Windows, le cortine sono insomma, tu non le canzoni, non posso. En de fact nu di sentence si mette in coda because sul sotto logo for the fact that wij weten diese wordt e ridi senza fonti diverse dat sono esempio per per me c'è what's visible nel piano mette also no what's better visible for me incentive any shot azioni mi dico generation la segata che lo shooter urs visible behind it cortina ma in generale visible azioni che si fanno better visible eccetera chat azioni che azioni che generation. And finally, mamma mia, che energia, che sono forti, EPG, EPG, EPG. Che dovete fare? Also, in this case, di me, non shot. Beh, gritiamo the people for a chance. The person is getting a door. Sono buona ma sister. Also, trozzo, perché? And finally, I hope you will get breakfast. Prodezza. It's a late in general, insomma, perhaps also can see that it's slightly late. How can I say late in for most at the point parts that was 500 reactions and minutes to the 7 for camera breakfast of internet simulator. Started at the internet, but I might as if it was yesterday. So, as I think at the regular, in fact, this regular semester, this was such as we repeat, closing the record late also. Sometimes slightly slide late as you know, obviously just roll. It's just rolling, obviously, just rolling noon 34. But the important thing is that you will see insieme a me also today, fortunately, so I'm really young. And as we must see. Che fa? Si sono mossi ultimi telefono qua. Absolutely. And so weeks from the shots for the favorite biscuits, it's particularly just the things first one. It's about the milk factories in the shot, it's only against it coffee and zi. Also it's cooking, got the fact that you're not from the short fragment in the shot. And we did this also the fact that in guys breakfast was a bomb, but it's specific in particular, la mega bomb. The second thing is about the Syrians. In fact, if there are beautiful sisters, Conan differences. For me, they're at the second place position. Because at the first place position, there are the PAM differences. In fact, I truly recommend them because they are really superb. As tomorrow, I suppose, if I'm die, if I can not tomorrow to 11, I'm well, we'll see.